What's going on, y'all? It's TCG here, back again with another regional recap, and this one's an interesting one for sure. We have the EB01.5, 1.75, whatever you want to call it, Play TCG June Mesquite Regional that happened in person this past weekend in Dallas, and yeah, it was quite a showing. I really just wanted to talk about this, show off some of the deck lists and stuff, and I want to shout out Eggman Events for posting all this awesome information. Thank you so much for doing that. Link down in the description to a link to his site so you can take a look at this stuff for yourself. Check out some of these deck lists a little more in depth and stuff, but yes, shout out to Eggman for always providing these awesome recaps and allowing us to go over them. So yeah, top 64. What else did you expect other than a whole bunch of Moria? Whole bunch of Moria, whole bunch of Law. But before we dive into the rest of this stuff, I want to shout out today's sponsor, and that's going to be Dueling Guard. If you haven't seen it already, I know I talk about it a lot. Their One Piece collection is live. It's amazing. I definitely recommend checking it out. You got a Zoro box, a Luffy box, their Grand Line Treasures box, Nami binder, ton of sick playmats. I mean, quit wasting your time. Go to the link in the description. Use that code GumGumTCG to get yourself a discount at checkout. Huh? You still aren't using Dueling Guard? Then you aren't using the best TCG accessories on the market. Dueling Guard makes the highest quality TCG deck boxes with the most stunning artwork I've ever seen. Their modular design allows for easy access to your decks and dice. They don't just make deck boxes, they also make the highest quality binders with side-loading pages to keep your expensive cards safe and protected. They also make high-quality playmats and now even sleeves. I personally use their sleeves on all of my cards and cannot go back to another sleeve after I've been using theirs. They are grippy and slick when you need them to be, and I have no doubts that my cards are protected in them. Gear up with Dueling Guard to protect your cards in style. Don't forget to use code GumGumTCG to get a discount at checkout. All right, so jumping back into this, yeah, we had quite the breakdown. So I wish we could see the whole breakdown, but we only get to see the top 64, unfortunately. But that's still quite a bit of information and just enough for us to go off of. And I think it'll do us justice enough. So yeah, 23, whole bunch of Gecko, 23 Gecko out of 64. I mean, that's quite a lot. I mean, that's more than a third. Gecko was definitely dominating this format, even without Great Eruption, and it actually ended up winning. If you check out right here, Champion Jerry, shout out to you for winning this event. You got it with the Gecko Moria, and we'll be taking a look at that list here in just a minute. But right behind Moria was Law with quite a good representation, if I do say so myself, building himself up to be the next best leader. And yeah, behind that was Uta. Not to any surprise, honestly, I knew that Uta would have a great showing here. Uta struggled in the heavy removal format of Sokka, but now that that's kind of out of the way, Uta can come back a little bit and have a little bit more life. These decks still play a lot of removal and can remove things, but it's definitely a lot harder than to deal with multiple bodies in one turn. I know Moria still has access to Lucci and can definitely deal with 2 bodies in a turn, but Uta can spit out like 3 bodies a turn and then show a kid on the field randomly, and yeah, you might be out of luck at that point. But behind Uta, we had 4 starter deck 13 Luffys, the black yellow Luffy, and then we had 3 Perona. I thought that was also super interesting, seeing Perona come shed some light into this format. And then we had 2 Newgate, 2 Yamato, 1 Queen, which I'm super excited to take a look at. We had 1 Nami. Sorry, jumped over Nami real quick. 1 Nami. We had 1 EB01 Kazuki Odin, which is awesome. Definitely ready to check that list out, as well as the 1 OP01 Doflamingo, gearing up for that new support. So yeah, like I said, very diverse format, and I wish we had a little bit more of this format to play in. Not really much of a format at all. It's like a week before 07 actually releases, and I'm recording this on the 26th, so it's only a couple days before 07's actually legal for the TCG. So this format is swiftly over, and it's kind of sad because I like how diverse this top cut is, even though it is highly dominated. I mean, 2/3 of this is Gecko and Law, but the other third is split pretty well. We do have a good chunk of Uta, but the rest of it's split pretty well, and it excites me that this format, and this event was probably very, very fun, and I wish I could have made it out there. Probably would have rocked some purple yellow croc, but enough about that. Let's go ahead and dive into some of these deck lists. So first off, we have the first place deck list from Champion Jerry, and yeah, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. This looks like a Moria deck list. There's really not too much to talk about here. There's no Great Eruption, but seems like they didn't need it. This list almost looks short on cards, but I know it's not. Yeah, I mean, run through it real quick. 4 Suru, 4 Sindri, 4 Brand New, 4 Helmeppo, 4 Brook, 4 Hina, 4 Rebecca, 4 Absalom, 2 Borzies, 4 Hogbacks, 2 Kuzans, 4 Peronas, 4 Morias, and 2 Ice Age. Now, the interesting thing to me about this list is there is no Sabo. Not a single Sabo in sight. And not that Moria was running 4 of Sabo, but I know they at least ran like 2 of it in a lot of lists. I've seen it in lists before, and just surprising to me that they won without any Sabo. I guess they thought the card wasn't necessary, and they were right. This list brought them the victory, and yeah, it's a clean list. If you want to check out Moria, I'd recommend this list and adapting it with 07 stuff. Not that there's a lot for you in 07, it's really CP stuff, but you can maybe try out the Sabo card, maybe the new Stussy card, maybe the Tippus Kick, and I know that a lot of Moria lists in 07 are jamming Isho, so yeah, I'd give that stuff a try. But shout out to you, Champion Jerry, for getting first. Next, we have the runner-up second place Law list, and this looks like a Law list, I'm not gonna lie. Pretty standard Law list here. You're on your 4 Otamas, your 8 Gordon Raise Max combo. Don't see the Sanji in too many lists, so I do like to see that. That is a little different and interesting, very cool option there. We have 3 Shiraya, 4 Zero Juro, we had 4 Bon Clays, 3 Ains, 4 Kid Killers, 4 Shachi Penguins, 2 Film Laws, 4 Reijus, 1 Miss All Sunday, 4 Kids, and 3 Queens. So pretty standard Law list. Not much special to talk about here. You know, this is kind of pretty standard Law list. Next we have Black Yellow Luffy, and I mean, the hits just keep coming, am I right? This is a pretty standard looking Black Yellow Luffy list. There's nothing really crazy or special to talk about in this list. I know some people were teching in Peronas, but we're not really seeing that here. And yeah, pretty standard Luffy list. You're on the Makinos, Flampes, Garps, Hioris, all the little brothers, all the big brothers. They're only on one of the 5-cost yellow Sabo. I see a lot of lists not running this at all, or if they're running it, they're running like 2. So cool to see at least one of those in there. Then 4 Sabo, 4 Ace, 4 Moria, 4 of the search event, and 2 Amaru, which you don't see too often, but I do like the idea of it. And then let's move on to the Nami list, and I mean, I wish I had more interesting deck lists to show you. It's awesome to show you these deck lists and show off such a diverse tournament, but these deck lists are all pretty standard for the most part. I'm excited to get into the rest, but yeah, for the most part, this is a pretty standard Nami list. You're on all your good events, and you're on all your good little bodies and draw cards. Not much else to say. Next, we got Uta, and I will say, wasn't expecting a Poo to be in here. Typically, I see them running Ezos so that you can get some blockers. You can rest some blockers, but no Ezo. Or sometimes it's Mihawk. But Apu's definitely an interesting choice for me. And then Law also feels interesting. Yeah, I guess since Sokka wasn't really in the room, Law was kind of a safe play. Not getting Hound Blazed immediately. But yeah, and then one of the 0-cost event too. So definitely on some cool stuff in this Uta list, you know. Yeah, pretty standard looking Uta list though. And then next we have Perona. So I am excited to check this out. It is going to have that mix of Don Quixote Pirates in here, like most Perona builds were on in 06. Got your 4 Surus, your 4 Baby 5 Searchers, which lets you grab your Rosanates, your Virgos, your Doflamingos, and your counter event. So very good card there. Then you're on your Rosies, you're on your Brand News, you're on your Borzolinos, your Kuzans, 4 Ryuma, gotta play it, 4 Virgo, 4 Sabo, 3 X-Drake for some basically just extra copies of Ryuma, 2 Brook. I definitely like Brook. It helps you get rid of those sticky bodies, especially after a Sabo's played. Your 4 Morias, you need 4 Moria in this deck where you cannot search it or add it back with Hogback. I guess if you're playing Hogback, but you're not going to hard play Hogback in Perona. You've got to find your Moria, so you got to max out on that. 2 Zoros, which I definitely like. This is definitely an interesting choice to me, and seemed to work out well for them. And then 4 Doflamingos and 2 of the counter event. Very nice list here. Definitely like to see it. And then here we go. Pretty standard looking Whitebeard list. They are on the vanilla thatch though. Just a nice vanilla body and no Newgates. So this is the Newgate list. And try saying that 5 times fast. The Newgate list. Yeah. Also on the Jet Pistol and the Fire Fist as well. So opting for a little bit of removal and power reduction there. Maybe combo that Fire Fist with something like your Marco, your Nico Robin, etc. But yeah, I mean, nice looking Newgate list. Piloted them to top 32. And then here we have a Yamato list, and this is similar to the Yamato list we showed off on the last regional recap, and what has been popping up more recently, playing those Sugars, those Ezos, the Holy Skypea kind of package. Definitely a defensive build, and then you kind of just rush them down with your bigger bodies and your double attack leader. Really, really good. And then what we've all been waiting for, a Dofi list. I mean, not expecting to see Nami in the Dofi list. I'm actually going to pull this card up here. I don't know what this card does. If you have 3 or less cards in your hand, return one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 3 or less to their owner's hand. It's a 1 cost. Not bad. I mean, it is also a 2K. So definitely a good choice there. And I mean, you're on your Kayas. You're on your Namis, I guess now. You're on your Peronas. Duval's just another mini Dofi, which you're on 4 of. 4 Pudding, you got to play. Got to be able to reset the opponent's hand if you're playing any blue deck. 4 Boas, 4 Mihawks, 4 Geckos, 4 of the new Weevil that draws a card, 4 of the Vanilla Geckos, 3 of the Draw Kaidos, and then 1 of the Gum Gum Rain. I guess if you get too clogged on your hand, you can definitely have that to pitch something away if you need it. And then 2 Red Rocks and 2 Gravity Blades. So nice looking Dofi list. Interesting to see the Nami in there, and yeah, I like it. I'm excited to see what Dofi does in 07. A lot of people are hyping it up. And then this is what you've been waiting for, the Odin list. This is spicy. Definitely really cool to see this deck top. And I'll be honest, I don't think it would have ever done this in the format right before this, where we had Sakazuki running rampant. Now that that's kind of gone, and this deck can maybe stand a chance. I mean, I believe this was the only one in top 64. I would like to know how many showed up at this event, but yeah, let's run through the list. You got to have your Momo searchers. You're on 4 of those. 4 Otamas because you can search it off of your Momo. You're on 4 Nami that lets you attach Dawn, because give your Dawn to your leader so that it can be a 6K. Why not? You're on 2 Rosanates to help with stop blowing up big stuff, right? You're on 2 Ezos, searchable, 2K counter, good card. 4 Hioris, which lets you play into your big 5 cost a turn early. Really nice. On 3 of the resting Yamato. On 4 of the Dawn attached Yamato. So this is just like a big Nami. And it's also a 2K. So really, really good. And then we're on 4 Dinjiro. Gotta play Dinjiro in an Odin deck. Just getting to play with basically 12 Dawn a turn is absolutely broken. And then 4 of the new Ezo, which is a really, really strong card. If you're playing against Odin, you have to remove this from the field instantly, or it's going to be a problem for you. 3 Hody, 3 Big Zoro, and 3 Newgate. So nice selection of top in there. Unfortunately, none of them are searchable, so I think that's why they're on multiples, or multiple options, so that they can always have something to find, you know. And then Paradise Waterfall, great counter event for the Wano strategy. And then 2 Rad Beam and 2 Red Hawk, which I haven't seen much Red Hawk played in a long time. So interesting to see that played as well. But yeah, this is a solid list, and super exciting to see that this got top 64. Congrats to you. And then next we have the Queen list. And this is what I'm here for. Love to see Queen. Love playing Queen. Awesome deck, awesome leader. If you've never tried it, I definitely say give it a shot. But yeah, this is already looking interesting to me off the bat. We're on the 1 Perona, which I thought is interesting. You know, I mean, definitely want the Dofi over Perona if you can, but I do like a turn 1 option for Perona. On the 1 Shirahoshi, also interesting to me. On the 2 Viola, but I guess this gets you some extra knowledge, so I do like that. 4 Boa trigger blockers, 4 Capones, pretty standard, 4 Doflamingos, 2 Puddings. I would maybe play 3 or 4 just so that you can always see it and reset your opponent's hand when you need to. Then we're on the 2 blocker Sanji, 3 Satori, so not only a 2k but an option to give you an extra body while reducing your hand size, getting you closer to that leader effect if you need it. And then 3 Gadatsu, so good for starving your opponent early game, being able to pop something. And then 4 of the X-Drake, which is just big old Dofi. I'm interested to see how 5-cost Ace can integrate into Queen List now, because it's kind of X-Drake or Ace, really. Which one do you want to play? And I like both. Next, we're on 3 Cats, 3 Sanjis, and you got to play 4 Yamato. So definitely on the 4 Yamato. 4 of the You're the One Who Should Disappear, the 0-cost yellow event, 2 Red Rocks, and then 4 Raging Tigers. So super interesting list. I might have to test this out myself for one more locals before 07 comes into town. And yeah, congrats to you for getting top 64 with this. But that's going to be it for today's regional recap. Yeah, if you like this kind of content, make sure to like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. And I will see you all on the next one. Peace.